Hey, what's up, guys? Ryan here and Tiffany. Hope you guys are really excited about Christmas. We're definitely very excited.
I'm so excited because our kids are still little, so they still get like super excited. And I love to bake, and yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
Ryan, not so much. He usually tries to work.
I didn't realize that Christmas was on Thursday. I was planning to film a bunch of stuff.
No,
Wednesday and
actually,
Thursday.
I just found out Christmas is actually Friday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you Thursday, but I was wrong. It's Friday.
So maybe I will still work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
hey,
okay.
Welcome, guys. I see a lot of normal faces on here. So Mike, Facebook user. Thanks for tuning in, Facebook user.
For some reason on our comments
it
says that, but
Max,
anyway.
Greg, Randy, Skidmark. Very creative name, Skidmark.
That is a great name. I like that.
Yeah, John Kentworthy, Speedy, Sean Ross. What's up, buddy?
So, Ryan, I don't know if you noticed because I keep tabs on this more than you do, but you are almost at 45,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we want to definitely thank you guys. So in just the last 28 days, we've gained over 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, like 10,500. It's crazy.
So what do you think is going to happen when my OnlyFans comes out?
Stop.
It's gonna
thank
blow
you
up.
very much.
It's going to blow up.
Thank you. We appreciate your support. Oh, look, we've got a new viewer, Mark Israel there. So thank you.
Oh, Mark, what's up?
Thank you to all of our new viewers, and thank you to everybody who's been a long-time supporter and has been sharing Ryan's terrible humor for years.
Yeah, you've suffered a lot.
You've suffered.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was at the gun store the other day, and I saw some students, and they were like, Happy Holidays. And I was like, no, we say Merry Christmas. Like, this is.
Yeah,
and
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, everybody was like, oh, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Yeah, it was funny. All right, Tiffany. So, hey, guys, make sure you share this live stream. We've got some pretty awesome giveaways for today.
We have a really good one. You brought it out.
Yeah,
Perfect.
An O-Light weapon light. So it was given to me by my buddy Jeff, who is on here right now. So, Jeff, I definitely appreciate you.
Everybody needs a weapon light.
If you have a home defense firearm, you need a weapon light
100%.
so you can ID who that person is.
Yes, you want to know who you're going to shoot at before you shoot. So
yep, we've got some other O-Light flashlights, some books, and we're also going to be giving away a bunch of gift cards.
Somebody says they can't hear anything, but everybody else can hear, so I'm not sure what the problem is.
Unmute.
You might have to unmute it there.
Potentially. Potentially. Maybe not. Potentially.
So let's get into what is happening in the news.
Well, so a 14-year-old boy in Pinellas County was just arrested for making threats about being a potential mass shooter at his high school. And, you know, it's interesting. He posted this stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
And, you know, I want you guys to comment and tell us whether you really believe this is a real threat of somebody being an active shooter. So let's see exactly what this kid posted. So this was post number 1. He said, what's up, Dixie? And he goes to the Dixie Hollins High School in Pinellas County. So, you know, I don't think that's really super bad. A picture of an AK-47, probably questionable for them to be posting that for the school.
For a 14-year-old to be posting that, especially with kind of what's happened in the past and stuff. So a little questionable, but not.
No, but that's not like super crazy.
Right.
The next one is a little bit interesting. So the next one says, wouldn't go to school tomorrow. Okay, that's, you know,
well, now you put it with the other one, and it's like 2 and 2 make ew.
Yeah, like this is getting a little bit crazy. So somebody says freedom of speech. Okay, sure, freedom of speech has a place. But also if you say certain things, it's going to make us think, you know, maybe I got to go look at that dude. Yeah. Right? Maybe I got to go pay attention to him.
And we were, discussing this beforehand. There is freedom of speech, and we don't want to step on that. But where do you draw that line?
I don't know. Let's see the last post, and then let's get everybody's opinion. So here's the last post. Can't wait to see you or see those. So comment below. These are the 3 posts that this 14-year-old put on Instagram. Okay. Does this constitute a threat in your opinion? What do you think?
I would have to say especially after seeing what happened in Parkland, that the shooter had posted kind of similar stuff.
Yeah, so Nicholas Cruz posted on Snapchat, I believe, a video of himself saying, I'm going to be a professional school shooter.
Now, that was a little bit more, obviously a little bit, you know, he was saying.
Very blatant about what his intent was.
That's the word I was looking for. But let me ask you this, you know, if something happened at that school.
Sure.
Okay. And then
we found those posts
after the fact and they didn't do anything, what would people say?
Yeah, the entire gun community, everybody would be saying, like, you're a red flag. It was there. It was there.
There were you know, exactly.
Now, here's what ended up happening. So the detectives, this person had set up a fake Instagram account.
Okay.
So they were able to figure out, based on the phone number, I guess he linked with the Instagram account.
Okay.
They were able to figure out who the teenager was. They determined that he downloaded these images from the internet and that he has zero access to guns. Okay, so a couple people said, I would be concerned, go and find out first. Other people said, no, I wouldn't be concerned. Yeah, you know, I think it's concerning. I think everybody needs to understand that we live in a interesting time where school shootings are happening, and you can't just post dumb stuff like this on the internet. Even when you're upset, you're frustrated, you got to pay attention and make sure you're not.
Yeah, I agree. So what did they do? They investigated him and then.
Yeah, they arrested him.
Okay,
they brought him in, and I'm sure they brought the parents in, whoever he lives with, right? And then they determined that there are no guns actually there.
Okay.
So how exactly is he supposed to carry out this active shooting threat if he doesn't actually have access to any guns? Now, it doesn't mean that there are no guns. It could be a situation like us where all the guns are in a safe.
Right.
And the kid simply doesn't have access to the safe.
Okay, so Chance Wilson says kind of a terroristic threat. Yep. Yeah. Speedy says grabbing for attention. And then Frank O says if my kid was in that school, I wouldn't let him go.
Yeah, I would. And if it was my kid that posted that stuff on Instagram, I would beat the crap out of them.
Well, I think he was talking about, like, if his kids went to that
school.
No,
I understand. You wouldn't let him go to school.
Yeah.
I get that.
Oh, if that was our kid, I mean.
I wouldn't let him go to school either because it's just too risky, right?
Yeah, but, yeah, if that was our kids that said some
they wouldn't walk
stuff like
correctly
that.
For a while.
Yeah.
It would be.
Because it's a serious thing, and that's what people need to understand. Remember there was that other kid that had done something, and the police went there, and the mom was like, oh, he's just a kid, and it's like, no. He's not just a kid. He's a teenager, and he's making threats, and
you have to be held accountable to this stuff, right?
You can't do that. You got to stop it. So stop it in its tracks.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
So, hey guys, did you know that we have gift cards or gift certificates available on our website? So all you have to do is go to tampacarry.com and you just click on the gift certificate tab and you can either purchase a concealed carry class, a 21-day dry fire challenge, or a private range training with Ryan. So our gift certificates never expire and they're all available at tampacarry.com. Just go click on the website if you forgot to get that last minute gift for someone special.
So sleepy Joe Biden has launched an attack on the ghost gun industry like a sexual predator on prom night.
Oh my gosh, Ryan.
It has. This entire week, it's like everything this guy is doing. And it's funny, he's not even in office, but he's making these statements already on TV about what he's going to do. And it's really crazy. Like people have said, you know, it's Trump's administration. Bro. Trump is still trying to deal with all the... we're not allowed to say it on YouTube anymore, by the way. We're not allowed to talk about election fraud or election errors or anything because YouTube will actually delete the video. If that's not censorship, then I really don't know what is. I thought we had freedom of speech, but apparently not.
Right.
So it's really fascinating. So this is an article in Forbes.com. It says, President-elect Joe Biden is targeting untraceable firearms in his new gun control plan. And a federal raid on Ghost Gun Company could be a shot across the bow for gun manufacturers.
Who came up with the name Ghost Gun?
Ghost Gun!
Like, who came up with that is what I want to know.
It's because if they, you got to remember, they're trying to pitch a sale, right? To the American people. If you said something like, hey, we've got a piece of plastic that is just a piece of plastic, actually can't hurt anybody, people would be like, okay, yeah, I'm not nervous about that. I'm sure they had a focus group for this, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, what if we use the name like squirt gun? And they're like, no, I'm not scared by squirt gun. What if we use ghost gun?
Ghost gun!
A ghost gun?
A ghost gun?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they did.
It's just such a funny name. Like, it's a ghost gun.
Sure.
Yeah, because, I mean, realistically, you can buy a firearm from a private seller and scratch off the serial number, and there you go. You've got an untraceable firearm.
Yeah, so these companies, ATF has just launched a massive attack against firearm manufacturers that are making incomplete firearms. So it's a piece of plastic, as you can see on the screen here. It is not functional. You cannot even put the parts in it to make it functional without drilling holes, dremeling stuff out, and cutting away material, right? So, but they are calling these to be ghost guns. And they say that they're dangerous because they lack serial numbers and they're very difficult to trace. Now,
but what does a serial number even do? I mean, really?
Really, all it does is it tracks who was the person that actually bought that at a licensed dealer,
At a licensed dealer. But if private firearm sales are completely legal, I mean, you're dead in your tracks. Like,
okay, but also they want to get rid of private firearm sales, right? So don't give them more evidence than they need, Jeff. But here's the issue that I have. You know, I've never murdered anybody, so I don't know. But in my opinion, if I was planning to go hurt somebody, wouldn't you buy a gun, commit your robbery or crime or whatever, and then get rid of the evidence?
Well, do you always get rid of the gun?
I'm pretty sure it just makes sense to me. Why would you have the incriminating evidence of the weapon used
pretty sure
in the crime?
In the movies, though, they put it back in their waistband or something.
Okay, that's when they leave, though.
Oh, okay.
Like, but then you also see they throw it in a river, they get rid of it, you want it to rust.
I'm pretty cheap, so I'll
leave a comment down below.
I'm going to keep the gun.
Do bad guys keep the weapon they used in a murder, or do they get rid of it? Do they sell it? Do they destroy it so that they can get rid of the evidence?
Sell it.
Yeah, but see, then the
it's
person
kind of traceable. Like, oh yeah, I met this
because the person that you sold it to gets caught with it, and then you get stuck, right?
True. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so Forbes continues to say that ATF was looking into these Polymer 80 buy, build, shoot kits, which it blames for the massive increase in interstate crimes.
The massive increase by ghost guns?
Now, here's what I find comical, because the increase in violent crime this year was not caused by ghost guns.
Well, no. Everybody knows that, I think.
Not everybody. It was caused by rioters, lunatics, scumbags that totally think it's okay to loot, destroy, kill, murder, intimidate other people.
Yeah, this year was, it all started with that, and it's been continuing throughout the whole
because of
year.
Cowardly politicians that are afraid to actually stand up and do something. You saw there was gonna be this big protest. I forget what state it was in. Supposed to be this big protest, and the governor said, hey, listen, you guys can protest, but anybody that gets arrested at this protest will have a $1 million bail. So you can watch the cell phone video.
I was going to say, this was like a very calm protest.
Well, no, the protesters all were like, oh, no, I'm not doing it. So obviously your goal was not to be peaceful.
Your goal was not to do a peaceful protest, but to actually go and riot and
then some
trouble.
Of the instigators were following them on their phone, and they're like, we can't let this stop us. No, I think having that high penalty.
That's what needs to happen, though. We need to have some type of penalty. It's like a slap on the wrist. Half of these guys are committing crimes, and then people are raising money to get them out of jail.
Yeah,
it's
George
ridiculous.
Soros is putting money up.
It is ridiculous.
And Democrats, frankly,
the day that we start giving money.
But Tiffany, that's been happening this entire year.
I know.
The major thing that has happened in 2020 is good people, the people that should be our heroes in society, have become the criminals.
Right.
And the criminals, the people with actual criminal history, the people who are actually trying to stab the cop, have become the victims.
Charles Hopkins says, stop with the facts.
Stop with the facts. Well, our exactly facts are killing you, man. Oh.
The facts.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next story happening?
No, we're not done with this story.
We're not done with this story yet.
So we learned more about this Polymer 80 issue. So the way that this Polymer 80 investigation started is an ATF affidavit says that an agent in California ordered a Polymer 80 kit using an informant, and they were able to assemble this Polymer 80 kit in under 21 minutes.
Okay.
The agent then determined that the buy, build, shoot kit was a firearm and that Polymer 80 was selling it in violation of federal law by not conducting a background check. Does the amount of time it takes to complete and manufacture a gun, is that relevant in whether something is a firearm or not?
Well, and I asked this question to Ryan earlier, that the material inside that you are to Dremel out or drill out or whatever, that's not like a softer, like waxy material or something easier, right?
No.
So it's the exact same material that's on the outside.
Yes.
And you have to drill it. Now, Ryan, years ago when you bought one of these kits.
No, I didn't buy a Polymer 80 kit. I've never bought one. But I still have like 6 of the, or none. I still have 80% lower ARs. And I machined one once. Like, everybody makes it seem so easy on the internet. This is not easy.
You destroyed like 3 of them.
That was different. We were trying to skeletonize them and stuff, and that was just a different thing.
It's not that easy, though.
It's not that easy, unless you have a real drill press. If you have a real drill press, you can do it. But I'm using this gimmicky crap from Home Depot. No, man, it's and a Dremel. It doesn't work like that. It's just not that simple. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. So I've been warning about this for years, guys, that gun owners, we have been waiting. We have been fearing the perfect storm in society. And the perfect storm, in my opinion, is when we have a anti-gun Congress, an anti-gun Senate, and then also an anti-gun president. And you know what? With this runoff election that's happening right now in the state of Georgia, the election is going to be held on January 5th. We very well might be walking into a nightmare scenario just like this.
Yeah, it's scary. I just want this whole thing to be over.
I don't want it to be over. I want justice. I want to know exactly what happened with these machines. I want those people in Georgia to get prosecuted. If you guys watched Steven Crowder's live stream, I don't know if you know about this.
No, I didn't.
Steven Crowder actually drove around in Nevada to addresses of registered voters. They voted, and it's a cardboard box. It's an empty lot. It's nobody lives there. How in 2020, when we can see to the stars, when I can buy something on the internet and have it delivered within an hour, how are we not able to verify where a person lives to vote? I just don't understand this.
Right.
And actually, I do understand it. It's because they want to commit fraud.
Right.
But I can't talk about fraud. So
Yeah,
because fraud didn't exist allegedly, because then they'll delete my YouTube channel and all that other stuff.
Hey, somebody said, how come you don't wear a wedding ring? She does.
Yeah, actually, that's a great point. So I have never worn a wedding ring. When we first got married, I worked at Culligan Water. I was selling water softener systems, and my hands were always getting wet. And my ring kept coming off. So I took it off one day, I left it off, and then I was like, oh, that's, whatever. And I just have never really liked it, enjoyed it.
I've never liked it or enjoyed it.
No, I'm just not interested. So, and honestly, has somebody wearing a wedding ring, has that ever prevented them from cheating on their spouse?
Nope. No. And has it ever prevented women from hitting on you? Nope.
Yeah, no. So the one thing, what's my strategy when women start hitting on me?
Ryan, he just starts talking about his wife and how great she is.
And
his
my
wife
family,
and his kids
and my
his
kids.
family. How wonderful they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that usually.
Yeah, I've thought about a tattoo ring. I actually went to get a tattoo ring done.
Somebody says, lost it at the strip club. Oh, no. That wouldn't fly in my household. No strip club for this boy.
Yeah.
You better be hiding that.
I'm the one that danced. Remember, I'm starting an OnlyFans. Okay, let's get back on track here.
Tattoo a ring. Actually, he was going to do that several times.
My tattoo artist, the one guy that did my arm, actually wouldn't do it on my hands.
Yeah, he won't, right?
No.
But
okay,
lots do.
So why is this runoff election so important in Georgia? If Republicans can win one seat in Georgia, we will maintain control of the Senate, which means that there's going to be a big check, right, on any
like
type
a
of
roadblock, which we need.
Right, on any crazy policy that Biden or crazy Nancy try to pass.
Right.
But if Democrats win both seats, then we're screwed. Then it would be a tie, and that would mean that I'll do anything to get a promotion Harris would be the person making the tie-breaking vote.
Yeah, it's scary. I honestly, I don't even want to think about it. Because I'm that person. I'm the head in the sand person. I'm not like Ryan. I can't handle this stuff.
What the hell does that mean? Like me?
Well, you listen to this stuff every day and that, but I can't.
Yeah, because I got to be informed. I got to know what's happening. Because you know what's interesting? Like when you watch the Senate hearings and you watch all the hearings and things happening, only then are you actually able to pick up on the lies and the deception because you're hearing it firsthand. When you hear it filtered through CNN and all these other scumbags, they just dilute it and they just lie and manipulate.
Yeah, I get that, but I just get my stuff from you.
Okay, there you go. And she's talking about a lot more than just information.
Stop! People. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so pro-Second Amendment organizations like the NRA has spent over $2.2 million, and the Gun Owners of America has spent over $126,000 into backing these GOP candidates.
Okay. Oh, for Georgia, you're saying?
For Georgia,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, somebody was asking on the last live stream or maybe just in the comments in general, but they said, you're telling us about all this crazy stuff happening. What do we do about it?
What do we do? Yeah, the thing is, thank you so much, Alberto.
Thanks, Alberto.
We love you too.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we do. First, this is an information war.
It is.
This is about winning the hearts and the minds of the people that are kind of on the fence. Nobody's changing my mind about guns, politics, or whatever. My mind's made up.
Yeah.
But it's those people that are on the fence that don't really understand the value of self-defense, who have never been in a life or death situation. Mm-hmm. Those are the people we got to share our knowledge with in a polite, kind way.
Right.
If we go there and we hammer them and try to say you're a scumbag
and call them a bunch of idiots,
it's just not going to work. It's going to be very challenging. Yeah. It's just not going to work. So we've got to be positive. So first, it's an information war.
My bad says, what do? We rack the slide.
Yeah. I think there's a time and place for that.
Yeah.
I don't think that time and place is now, but I think we're getting close. Yeah. I think this is an information war. Yeah. I think we need to support organizations that are actually spending money, lobbying, and fighting for our rights, like the NRA, like Gun Owners of America,
We really like Gun Owners of America. So we've been following and supporting them for a long time, and we like them. And I like them. They do a lot.
Do you like them?
I like them. I really do like them. Well, no, I follow their page and stuff, and they do a lot. And I think that, that people should just give, because they're the ones that they know what to do. They're the ones that are writing the letters, getting people informed. They're the ones that are doing that stuff. We can only do so much, right? Sure. So sometimes you just got to throw a little bit of money their way and say, hey, keep fighting for our rights.
Filing lawsuits, and challenging some of this unconstitutional crap. Some of it just has to get challenged in court, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
All right, so in the state of New Jersey, Smith & Wesson has just filed a lawsuit against the state of New Jersey, and this is a really interesting, it's a very creative approach that the state of New Jersey is taking on gun control. It's really, really fascinating. So according to Courthouse News, which, as we all know, is a very credible news source, right up there with CNN, in my opinion. I think they're basically about neck and neck here. So Courthouse News says a leading firearm manufacturer alleges that New Jersey is engaged in unconstitutional fishing expedition to try to curtail gun rights by using a new tactic: false advertising claims. Now,
this is crazy. Go.
This guy right here, who looks like Sanjay Gupta's long-lost cousin, this is the Attorney General of the state of New Jersey. His name is Gruber Gruwal. Sounds like a magician, in my opinion.
Please welcome to the stage, Gruber Gruwal.
Puff of smoke.
Puff of smoke.
Yeah. All right, so in federal court, let's see. So Gruwal has tried everything in his power to stem gun sales, and that he is now sifting through decades of company advertisements and marketing materials in an extra-legal attempt to restrict the right to bear arms.
Oh, my gosh. Sean Ross, 1.4 thousand watching. Is that how many people are watching right now? Whoa, nice. Thanks for your support, guys.
Freaking high five.
Hey, everybody hit the like button, please.
Yeah,
hit the
do
like
it.
Button.
Hit the like button.
If
That's
you're
awesome.
watching, hit that. Looks like a magician. Yeah, exactly. Funny, right?
Yeah. Okay, so New Jersey Attorney General filed subpoenas against Smith & Wesson documentation related to advertisements that claim the firearms make a home safer. An untrained homeowner could use a Smith & Wesson firearm safely and effectively to defend his or her home and whether guns enhance one's lifestyle.
A load of bull crap.
So, you know,
this is what I think that is.
This reminds me, do you remember when Red Bull got sued?
Totally. That's what I was thinking earlier, is that it gives you wings.
So they got sued over that. Somebody said, I drank Red Bull. I didn't get wings.
Yeah.
And that scumbag probably won millions of dollars.
Oh my god.
Because they had a shady attorney, and it's just ridiculous.
It's so crazy. But a part of their strategy, though, is to keep just making these companies be sidetracked, spend money, have to, get out their lawyers and stuff like that. And they know that it hurts the companies, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep filing these frivolous lawsuits.
Just to discourage. Imagine being like the executives of the business, and
those
it's like,
dirty, rotten scoundrels.
We got another lawsuit. We're getting sued because, and it pisses me off. If you remember I believe it was Bushmaster or Colt. Oh, it was a Bushmaster. The Sandy Hook shooting was committed with the Bushmaster rifle. Yeah. The U.S. Supreme Court said that the families of the victims are allowed to sue Bushmaster for the fact that a person with mental illness who didn't get the proper help that they needed murdered a bunch of people. How in the hell is that Bushmaster's fault?
Yeah, it's crazy, because then where does it stop? That's the question.
Control. It stops with utter, complete control.
You're speeding with a Mustang, so then you sue Mustang.
No, you sue Mustang. You sue Chevron for selling you the gasoline.
Yeah,
you sue Amalie for, is that what it's called? Amalie Motor Oil for making my engine run properly.
There you go.
That's just sue them all.
You sue, it's ridiculous. And then where does it stop? That's the thing. Where does it stop?
There is no end. The goal here is ultimate power and control. And once we get, in just a second, we're going to talk about Joe Biden's real agenda here and what he said that was ridiculous last Monday. But you're going to see in a second. But all right, before we get into that, I've got something special.
What do you got? Oh, that's right. Did you guys know that we sell T-shirts on our website, right at TampaCarry.com? This awesome one right here, Freedom Isn't Free. Which one are you wearing, Ryan?
I'm wearing this one.
I bought that. I made that specially for you.
Stay wild and free.
Stay wild and free, because there's no controlling this man. Anyway, the T-shirts are just $18, and we sell them from size small all the way up to 3XL. So if you want to get yourself a nice T-shirt. Oh, and I forgot to show you too. Hang on. On the sleeve, it says Sheepdog. So you can get those T-shirts at TampaCarry.com. Thanks, guys. We appreciate your support.
And we promise to only sell part of your information to the Chinese Communist Party. Here's another picture of sleepy Joe Biden, and his strategy to confiscate firearms has finally leaked. They have finally slept up. Slept up? Is that even a word? What the hell am I talking about? They've slipped up. They've allowed us to see what their real agenda is, the real strategy. But before I can share with you that, in downtown Chicago, an artist has set up this black cloth tree bearing the names of 672 Chicagoans. I don't know if that's how you say it.
I know, that's what it says, though, right? Does anybody know how to say that, Chicagoans?
I don't know.
Is that how you say it? It's kind of a weird
name. 672 people that live in Chicago who were fatally shot in the year 2020. And, it sucks, man.
I see on the news, a lot of those are kids.
I'm sure a lot of kids and just innocent people walking by. And it's all drug-related, I'm sure. Yeah. USA Today writes, as the nation mourns with more than 300,000 people killed by COVID-19, Americans are also remembering that over 41,000 people who died of gun violence this year.
41,000.
41,000.
That is a big number, Ryan.
It's a big number.
But who's included in that 41,000? Yeah, here's what I want to know.
They say this 41,000 number a lot. Like CNN quotes it a lot. Everybody quotes it, right?
But nobody actually breaks it down.
Yeah, they rarely break it down. Because when you break it down, it makes it just not be what it really is, right?
Right, like the rest of the news, right?
Right. So of that 41,000, 23,000 of those people are suicide.
Okay.
Now, in my opinion, I don't think somebody using a gun to kill themselves is gun violence.
No.
Maybe.
Well, I guess it's not. It is. It's not, though, because this is why. Those 23,000 people, God rest their soul, they wanted to take their own life, and if they didn't have a gun, they would have jumped off a bridge. They would have, slit their wrist. They would have took a bottle of pills. They would have found a way to do it. So
sure, they're obviously upset and dealing with some emotional problems or whatever.
Again, when it's against yourself, it's like saying that I molested myself.
I did that.
You do that. But you know what I mean? Like, that wouldn't be called a crime.
Yeah, true.
Because it's to myself. I can't, whatever. We'll just change the subject.
Yeah.
That just came to mind.
Stop talking now.
Keep going.
Okay, so out of that 41,000, 23,000 are suicides. 13,927 are actual murders, homicides with a gun.
So homicides.
That number also includes U.S. military personnel who died in combat and firearm-related accidents.
Okay. So definitely the military personnel who died in combat.
They're not even in America, and they died in combat.
That shouldn't be on there at all. That is a completely different topic, subject, everything. So that needs to be taken out. And then the firearm-related accidents, well, I would say that one can go in there. There's probably not that many that actually die.
My point is, I don't believe all these are violent. So violence... If I accidentally backed over my child, which happens, is that an act of violence or is that carelessness?
Yeah.
And not paying attention as a parent?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think it's really interesting. But here's the part that really was fascinating that made me verbally laugh when I was reading this article. It says a rise in shootings account for the surge in many cities. Shootings are up 95% in the same time last year in New York.
So Jeff wants to know, do we know how many of those 41,000 were killed with an AK or an AR-15? Did it break it down?
No, it doesn't break it down. Yeah.
Sorry.
Even when you look at the FBI's Uniform Crime Report, it says rifle. So it says this is how many people died with a handgun, which is like 48%. And then 2.6% died with a rifle. And that was in 2019. We don't actually know what kind of rifle.
But still, 2.6%?
Again, it's a very small number.
2.6% with
More
a rifle.
people got stabbed to death than died with a rifle.
But yet, assault weapons.
No, Tiffany. Ghost gun.
Assault weapons.
Yeah. Because
are the, such a huge topic and such a huge thing that they're just hammering everywhere.
Because it's about attacking the low-hanging fruit. It's about, the thing that they've really gotten into the minds of the non-gun people is... You don't need that for self-defense.
Yeah, big time. You don't need that. Who needs 30 rounds?
Let me tell you, when you're defending your business from a crowd of hundreds of rioters that are trying to burn your building down, a Glock 19 is not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
Or, God forbid, if another country ever came here, what would we need? We would need modern
rocket launchers,
sporting rifles. No, but we would need modern tools.
We need real tools.
Real tools.
Real weapons.
I mean, just think about, back when they fought the war, if they had...
The war.
Any war. But if they didn't have equal weapons. Right?
True. Okay, so they also say that there's a 67% increase in violent crime in Philadelphia, 34% increase in Atlanta, and in Chicago, 56% increase. Guess what? What do all of those cities we just talked about have in common this year?
Aren't all those the cities that, there's riots and stuff happening?
Tons of riots.
Right.
Usually all of those, a Democrat in charge who was a coward. And instead of protecting the people, instead of protecting and forcing the bad guys to stop, they told the police, hey, just let them, they're upset. Let them do their thing. Like the mayor or whatever of Baltimore said that. Just let them. They're upset. Let them do their thing.
Let them do their thing. Yeah. What happens when you do that with children?
Yeah, they run wild. But then they come back and blame us, the law-abiding gun owners, that we're the problem, when in reality, if you would just call in the National Guard, if you would actually
clean the streets, boys.
If you would actually allow the police officers to do their job and stop criticizing every little thing that they do, I doubt this stuff would happen.
I agree.
Okay, so here's what Joe Biden said. This is from AmmoLane.com. Last Monday, which of course was the anniversary of the Sandy Hook shooting.
Okay.
Joe Biden took the opportunity to declare a national health crisis to usher in the emergency health epidemic on gun control measures, a public health crisis. So here's what Joe Biden wrote. President-elect Biden wrote a message that was addressed to the families and the victims of Sandy Hook tragedy, but it was, thanks, Tommy. We appreciate you, buddy. Let's see. He wrote that gun violence is a national health crisis and we need to address. And we will fight to the end. We will fight to end this scourge on our society and enact common sense reforms.
Okay, so let me just say that again. So Joe Biden enact common sense reforms. Thank you so much, True Leather Works.
Yeah, I'm just confused. Am I not a good reader here? Is that what happened?
No, yeah, because you just yell it all out.
Okay,
no,
whatever.
because I wanted to understand it again. So he's saying, he's doing exactly what that lady, right?
Tell him.
He's doing exactly what that lady 2 weeks ago from Austria that we
So the World War II survivor from Austria.
And she said, Hitler came out and was like, there's so many hunting accidents. And she said they're going to put it in, in something like, this is a national health crisis. Now, when you hear that, a national health crisis, now to us gun owners, it's not going to do anything. But to a lot of people, they're going to go, yeah, you're right.
It is a crisis.
This is a national health crisis, and
because
we do need to do something about it.
COVID-19. Let me make sure I have the numbers correct before I even say this right now.
Yeah, because
COVID-19, the mortality rate. Mortality. That's the way I spell things. So the mortality rate of COVID-19 is extremely low. Keep talking, Tef.
I want to say it's 0.018 or something like that.
Shut up.
So,
you just heard it when we were rehearsing this. You heard me say all that. Yes, you did.
Not true.
That's what I'm trying to confirm right now. Okay, so hold on a second. So there were 20,556 people. Wait a second. That can't be right.
Ryan.
Oh, that's just in Florida.
Yeah.
So show all.
Just never mind. Okay.
No, never mind. Okay, you do your thing right now.
I don't know what. Okay, so I will show you right away. Hang on. I'll show you what we're giving away tonight. So we're giving this Olight flashlight away, and these are really nice flashlights. And we are giving away this Olight weapons light. So you mount this on the rail of your underneath your handgun, if your handgun has a rail, which it should, because all good home defense.
Okay, all right. Here's the deal.
Have a rail.
Okay, nobody cares. What you're talking about is boring. I love you, but it's boring. Okay, so COVID-19 has a mortality rate right now in America of 0.017. You guys heard that correctly. 0.017.
0.017?
Yes.
Oh, that's even less than 0.018.
So, but they are calling it a public health crisis. Now, yes, I get it. People are dying.
Yeah.
We don't have anybody in our family that's like a at-risk person, so that's why my opinion is a little bit lighter. Right. If you have a family member who's older, who has cancer and is sick, I understand taking extra precautions, right?
Yeah, one of our friends, her daughter has a brain tumor, and so we understand, her taking the extra precautions.
I get it. I totally get it. But to say that everybody is going through this massive crisis, 0.017 is a very small number.
Right.
And it's the exact same thing they're doing with guns.
They're saying that this is a health crisis.
AR-15s are a public health crisis, yet
2.6%
are actually used in a homicide. Shut the hell up. So then I'll do anything to get a promotion. Vice President-elect Harris tweeted, to honor the lives lost in this terrible tragedy, it's past time we implement common sense gun safety reforms to keep our children safe.
Yet none of those things will keep our children safe.
What they are planning to do here, sheepdogs, is they're planning to use this. They are going to, I promise you, for the next few years, the media, which we already know is 100% behind this entire agenda, they're going to be using the media to funnel this false narrative that this is a public health crisis. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it every day on a different news channel about how bad this problem is. They're going to do that to manipulate and trick the minds of the people in the middle.
It's all in their plan.
Their agenda. And this is the strategy if, again, we lose the Senate. And if we don't lose the Senate, if we maintain control, Joe Biden has made it abundantly clear, in my opinion, he's going to use his executive powers to enact his gun control agenda. You know, Kamala Harris is the person, I believe I'm quoting her right, but she said, Constitution smonstitution. Why should the Constitution get in the way?
Wow.
I don't know, because you took a freaking oath to defend it.
Wow. Did she really say that?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I might have made it.
Adam, thanks, buddy.
Thank
HIV
you,
deaths
Adam.
and firearm homicides per year are about the same, but California, you're now allowed to conceal HIV. Interesting.
Are you really?
But they don't want to give a concealed carry permit. Isn't that fascinating?
Wow. Are you really allowed to just conceal that?
Who knows? There are a bunch of lunatics there.
They are. I'm so great.
So, you know, it's interesting if we look at how they have used the fear of a public health crisis during COVID-19 to restrict our constitutional rights over this last year. You know, I've said from the very beginning that the disease of COVID was not the hard part.
Right.
The economy was not the hard part. It was a big deal, but we'll get through the economy. The challenging part about
Biden doesn't shut everything down.
The challenging part, in my opinion, about COVID-19 is that these politicians have gotten a taste for tyrannical power. And I think now that they have a taste of tyrannical power, it's going to be extremely difficult to rein that power back in as Americans. And honestly, I don't know if we'll ever be able to pull it off.
So I want you guys to comment down below. Thank you very much, Dan. We appreciate
Hey, thanks, Dan.
you.
We appreciate you, buddy.
So I want people to comment down below. Ryan and I rewatched this whole live, and we read every single chat. We read every single chat comment. So I want you to comment down below. What do you think they mean by common sense gun reform? That's what I want to know. What are people thinking? Does that mean, you know, tax stamps on the AR-15s? Does that mean, you know, limiting all magazines? What do you think that means? What do you think they think that means? Because I'm curious.
Total surrender of the American population where we can't defend ourselves. That's what they mean is common sense.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I don't think, you know, everybody has their own opinion. And some people just feel like, oh, they'll probably just, you know, make everybody get a background check. Or whatever it is.
As if it would ever stop at something as easy as a background check.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't. If we look at all these gun control bills that have passed throughout the last 100 years, number one, none of them have reduced or stopped violent crime. We look at the NFA Act, the Gun Control Act passed in 1968, the Firearm Owners Protection Act passed in 1986. We had the Brady Bill passed in 1992.
All of them did nothing.
Federal assault weapons ban passed in 94. All of them accomplished nothing. They accomplished none. I wish politicians actually had like a scorecard to say, just like a business owner, I know that I suck when I'm not making the money that I'm supposed to be making.
Right. So if they actually looked at, hey, we just passed this law, let's go and look at the facts. Oh, nothing's changed. Or actually, in a lot of them, crime's actually gone up.
Sure.
So what does that tell you? But again, that's facts.
William Pitt has an amazing quote. He said it in 1783. Boy, this guy was above his time. He says, necessity is the plea for every infringement of human freedom. It is the argument of tyrants. It is the creed of slaves.
Wow.
I find that to be pretty powerful.
Yep.
The necessity, right? We have to take your guns away to protect you. We're doing this for you.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they take them away, it's like, hey, bitch. Hey, chick. Give us all your gold in your house. We want it all right now. Yeah. You're not going to give it to us. We're going to put you in a freaking concentration camp.
Yeah.
Hey, your business that you own that's super successful, we own that now.
We're taking it.
Yeah. So, hey, your child, we want your child to go work in a camp until they die. So, and there's nothing. Your child's mentally retarded, so they did this during the Holocaust. Your child has a mental illness. We're going to kill your child because we don't want any sick people.
Did they really do that?
Yes, they killed mentally retarded people during the Holocaust. Oh. All that stuff was happening because they first gave away their guns. I shouldn't have said a bad word when I was looking at you.
Well, you shouldn't. Yeah, because you know that doesn't fly with me.
I know. I'm sorry.
Using
I shouldn't
the
have
B
said
word, but you also shouldn't cuss on the stream either. Okay, are you?
We are ready for
what?
That's right, guys. This is our lightning round Q&A session. If you guys have questions, we've got answers, even if I have to make them up.
Oh my gosh, Ryan, real?
So post your questions in the comment box down below.
Okay, and while we're waiting for your comments, for your questions, I'm going to read some comments from our YouTube channel.
Comments.
Oh, funny comments. Okay, so one bad bird 72 says that bee Arch needs to shut up. She's annoying. Pretty sure they're referring to me. Do you have a comment?
No, I don't care. Fuck that guy.
Okay.
Nobody gets to talk to my wife like that except me.
You don't talk to me like that.
I just did a second ago.
Never.
Sorry.
Okay, so Jim Herman says to Ryan, "You are a lying asshole that knows nothing."
I know something about some stuff.
You know nothing about what you're talking about. Bullshit, bullshit, and more bullshit.
But guess what, man? I've written 5 books. So people that don't know nothing, I've written 5 books, and I make a lot of money. So
John Redcorn says, "Ha ha ha, LOL, you are a dumb F."
You should join my hate club. Sign up today. It's only $9.99, and you can bash Ryan as much as you want.
Daniel Westcamp says, "You guys are idiots." So listen, this is this person wins the comment of the year, but I forgot to screenshot it and I can't find it. This is what he says.
This was last week during the live stream,
on our last live stream. He says, "I like watching you, but I'm so distracted by the string hanging on your shirt."
Underneath the American flag. And then he goes, "Oh, no, wait, that's your arm."
That's your arm.
It's pretty funny, man.
It was really funny.
Yeah, I was cracking up.
Anyway, you got any questions there?
Okay, let's see. Sucks living in New York City. Yep, but being a gun lover, taking a class with you soon. Awesome. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you.
Hey, thanks, Kenny Love and Powell.
Powell, yeah.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
How will they make the movement to take our arms? You know, Brock's a great question. The way that they're going to take people's guns away is by giving most people a good reason. So it's about going the low-hanging fruit first, right?
Yes, they're going to do they're going to do like a buyback.
A lot of people do it.
Yep, a lot of people will do it.
And they're going to convince people that it's just like the mask thing, right? You're a good person for wearing a mask.
If you turn in your guns, you are helping this national health crisis.
You're protecting society.
Yep.
And a lot of people that have a low level of understanding.
And a lot of people that had firearms given to them.
Sure.
You know, they're passed down generation to generation. Or a lot of people that just kind of went out and bought a firearm on a whim. They're going to go, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And they're going to turn in their guns. That'll be the first, is just getting rid of that. They'll do a few rounds of that, I'm sure. And then it will be firearm registration. Because in order to know what everybody has, they have to do the firearm registration. So they will somehow push for firearm registration. And then once firearm registration happens, there's not a lot you can do. All that Canada did was say, hey, you got 2 years to, register your firearms, or else you get this huge fine. So then people get scared. They don't want to become a felon or anything like that. So they
you also
register
have to think,
their
hold
firearms.
on a second. You got to think like the people that have, I'm a nobody, right? So like I just do internet stuff. I don't need licensing and all that stuff besides my NRA instructor license. But people that are like realtors, people that are real estate brokers, insurance agents, financial planners, like they have big licenses. And if they got caught with like a 30-round magazine and became a felon because of that, they lose everything.
Right.
I probably wouldn't lose as much, my guns.
But you're a firearm instructor.
No,
So
I know.
If you're a felon, that you can't.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not saying it right.
No, but so this is what I'm saying, though. So they start with firearm registration, which a lot of people, what they're going to do is they're going to say, we got to stop the gun show loophole. We got to stop the boyfriend loophole. They're going to sell it like that.
There's a loophole to everything now.
We need to have everyone gets a background check. Everyone gets a background check equals firearm registration. Two in one, same thing. So anyway, once they do that, then all they have to do, now they know who has what. So they give everybody the opportunity to register. And if you don't register, then you can.
Yeah, Adam, I think it's fear. Adam says, who are they going to send to come get the guns? It would have to be done en masse. Yeah, but I don't think that they're going to send police or military door to door to come get it. I don't think that's the way it works.
No.
I think what they do, because again, I'm a salesman, right? It's all about framing stuff properly.
Right.
They're going to first go for the low-hanging fruit. They're going to get the weak people to turn over their guns by convincing them that they're the better citizens and all that stuff. Then the media is going to flip. If you think it's worse now, it'll get substantially worse. They're going to start calling us the terrorist, the anti-America people, the people that want to destroy America. And then they start turning neighbor against neighbor. and a neighbor sees an AR-15 mag in your garage, boom, you get reported. I think it's going to be stuff like that. And then I think people will start hearing about stories of some guy that gets caught with an AR-15 buried in his backyard and he gets sentenced to 25 years in prison. Yeah. And then more people are going to be chucking guns in the ocean and melting them down and stuff. I think that's the way that they're going to try to deal with this. 100%. Do you agree?
I agree 100%. Yeah. But it's not going to just happen overnight. Like, no, I think when people...
This is a long-term strategy,
right? This is a long-term strategy. And also what they're doing is slowly turning the younger generation away from guns.
Thanks, Life and Perspective. We appreciate you, Joe.
Thank you so much, Joe. So they're slowly changing, so that right now, the older generation, what I was saying to Ryan the other day is they know they can't do anything. Now they're still like, from my cold, dead hands. Yeah. But in 20 years, there's going to be less and less of that. When the pussification of America has reached its all-time high.
I was on scrolling through social media the other day, and there was this like good-looking guy, and he was in a suit, and he said, should you wear a belt or should you not wear a belt? And he said, you never wear a belt when you're wearing a suit because it messes up your silhouette. And I was like... The pussification of America is almost complete when a man is concerned about his silhouette.
I have to agree.
Oh my gosh, man! I was.
But that's what's going to happen is there's going to be less and less, and I feel like, which I'm kind of sad about, but I feel like there's going to be less people joining the military, less people going,
Sure, because because they become pansies, pussies.
Yeah, and then
you remember
when it's going to happen.
You remember under the Obama administration, they had a stress card. Like, I remember getting screamed at and then punching the lockers. They weren't allowed to hit us, but they'd punch the lockers next to us and like destroy our shit. And then in Obama, they have hey, I'm stressed. Hold up your card, and now they're not allowed to yell at you for 15 minutes. So does that shit work?
Is that for real? Is that a real thing?
That freaking happened, Tiffany.
Oh my gosh.
So you got the Taliban invading your base, and you're like, time out, Taliban.
Stress.
I am stressed.
Wow, that's sad. I didn't know
sad,
about
dude.
That. All right, you got any questions?
Do you think America would actually have a purge? It's called a war. I hope not. I don't want anybody to die, but I just don't know. Okay, I feel so much dumber after having listened to this.
Okay,
awesome.
Well.
Good. You should probably turn it off then.
Yeah. Flip.
Do not be afraid to fight and perhaps die. This is the reason Jesus gave us salvation. Yeah, Edward, I agree. I believe there's a time to fight and time to die. Register these nuts, Sean Ross. I love it, dude. Love it. Shall not comply. Yeah, so people were asking me, with ATF going to people's homes and like confiscating guns. I got a couple text messages. People were like, what do I do if ATF actually shows up at my house? And I said, you asked, do you have a warrant?
Right.
No. Okay, then F off.
And come back when you have one.
Yeah, so I'm not talking, my job is not to talk to law enforcement. So I'm not helping you build your case.
Neighbors turning them in for rewards. Yeah, you bet that's going to happen. It is 100% going to happen.
Okay. What name is that? Allery says, Ryan, what hair gel do you use?
Oh, so funny story. So I bought him, it's called Sportin' Waves. It's from Walmart, but they have two different kinds. And the first kind is like...
I cannot get this stuff out of my hair.
It's a wax. It's like a grease. It is so greasy that he couldn't get it out of his hair for weeks.
It just keeps building up.
So he took my Oxy Dawn dish detergent and he took it in the shower and he was trying to get, because I said you need a degreaser. So that didn't work. So then he actually took the spray.
Real chemical degreaser?
The orange stuff, like Zep that you get from Home Depot. And he took the spray bottle. He's in the shower spraying it on his head to try and get it out.
And it burned way too much.
And he's like, it burns too much.
Yeah.
So
thanks,
anyway.
Adarine.
No, Adriani.
Adriani. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
So anyway, you don't want to be using the what's it called? Gold colored Sportin' Waves. You want the black one from Walmart. It's like $2.96.
Okay.
Funny question.
Yeah, it's a funny question. Biden's going to fix a loophole.
Yeah.
Yep, very true.
The loophole and the loophole.
Maybe we need to stop the loophole where people are allowed to hide thousands of ballots under a table and then secretly count them when nobody's looking. That would be a good loophole to fix.
Okay, it's time to do the giveaway there, mister.
What?
Nobody else
Hold
has
on.
got a question.
Okay, all right.
Well, hey, it's time.
All right, it is time for us to give away some prizes. Make sure you guys share the live stream for a chance to win. What is the first prize that we have to give away?
Okay, we're going to do the book first because no one wants your book.
What'd you say? Okay. Wow.
Okay, we're going to do the book. All you have to do is comment down below book. Just write book. And people were asking on the live stream, while I'm waiting for you to comment book, they were asking, when is your new 2021 book coming out? And
my new 2021 book is with my editor right now.
Yep.
So my editor's name is Andrew. He promised me he would get it back to me by the end of the week, which means Tiffany can get it formatted early next week and available.
Off to print. So we're going to say probably
2 weeks.
First or second week of January.
Yeah.
So.
And it's pretty dope.
It is really good. So it's going to be 250 pages, which this one now is, 180? So an extra, almost what is that?
It's a lot.
70 pages. I'm terrible at math.
That's a lot more. A lot of new stuff, things that had devoted a whole chapter just to the year of 2020 and all the nonsense, answering some of the big,
Thank you very much,
thanks, Kenneth. A lot of the big, crazy questions and things that have happened this year to try to help people really understand.
And he added the top 5 or 10 questions.
Top 10 questions to each chapter to make it easier for you.
Because we get so many questions. So that's really sweet, too. Oh, somebody said 180 pages. So they obviously have your book. Thank you very much. Okay,
you ready?
Pick a book winner.
Okay, so is that a different person? Different one?
What do you mean a different one?
That's a different image. Or did Sean Ross just change his image?
I don't know.
So Sean Ross.
Why would he change his image?
I don't know, because he had a different image a minute ago. So there might be more than one Sean Ross on here.
Okay,
that's okay.
Sean Ross, whatever. Sean Ross, you won the book. You can, I think he already has the book, but you can email us at Tampa Carry.
Somebody says burn that book. That's awesome. The jerk. I have burned several of these books for ads.
Have you?
Yeah, we did it in the parking lot. The church next door was not happy.
All right, email me at classes@tampacarry.com, Sean Ross, and I will send you a book. Okay, next we're doing the O-Light flashlight. So these flashlights are super sweet. I just put one on my... Super bright. I just put one on my keychain. This one is what color? So all I need you to do is write flashlight. Don't write O-Light because the next one. So write flashlight if you want to win this.
Flashlight. Do you have another question I can answer while we're doing this flashlight thing?
You can go ahead and answer a
question.
It
might be too hard for me to find a question now.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, and it doesn't scroll up all the way.
Okay. Kids, get to bed. Oh, Jackson, come show everybody your eye, because everybody saw your eye last
Everybody
week.
thinks I'm like this massive child abuser.
Jackson's eye has gotten so much better.
That was not funny. Okay, so Jackson last week, right before the live stream, the neighbor kid stepped on a 2x4. It smashed him right in the face. But your eye looks a lot better, huh, buddy?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Does it hurt anymore?
Oops.
No.
But you took it like a man, right?
Took it like a champ.
But it was pretty bad and pretty swollen, so he's like, I don't want to go to school. So
he was afraid his face was going to get stuck like that.
So we let him stay home from school because he was pretty...
Okay, you ready to pick a winner?
Yep, you pick it.
Okay, the winner is Jason Ledmon. Ledmon,
yeah. Okay, Jason, send me an email to classes@tampacarry.com and say flashlight, and we'll get that out to you.
Okay, the next one is a big one.
Boom.
Oh, it's manual focus. Has to be by your face, remember? Okay.
Sorry. Manual focus.
O-Light flashlight, type weapon light. Somebody said Jason cheated. Weapon light. So this is an O-Light pistol weapon light. I'm sure it'll fit on most pistols.
Any rail, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Steven says I'm a warrior.
So, let them comment for a little bit because it takes a few minutes for the comments to go there. Okay, honey, you got to go to bed. Good night. Say good night to everybody. Say good night.
Night. Okay. Ooh, look at that guy, Javier. That dude's playing the game to freaking win.
What is he commenting?
Look at that
Commenting. Oh. So, it's Christmas. Are we gonna have live stream next week? I guess so.
Yeah, live stream's on Monday.
Yeah, it'll already be like after Christmas. So
yeah. I was thinking we should have different themes for our live streams, like no pants Monday.
Nobody can see under there anyway.
I know, that's why it'd be funny.
I'm wearing my pajama. I wear my pajama pants every time.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, actually.
Oh, you don't.
I'm too stressed before the live stream trying to make sure
Ryan
everything
is
works.
stressed before the live stream. Every single Monday, we fight. Do you want to know, Ryan?
It's very stressful to get all this stuff set up.
Ryan is so stressed, and it drives me crazy. And then he's like, come sit down and test it. And I'm like...
Yeah. I'm like, can you pretend like you're happy for a minute?
Sure. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not happy. I'm like, I am happy.
Okay, let's pick a winner here. You ready?
Pick a winner, Ryan.
Okay, FN Brown. FN Brown, you won a weapon light.
FN Brown, you won the weapon light. So send me an email, classes@tampacarry.com with your, say, weapon light and your address, and we'll get that shipped out to you tomorrow. All right, anything else?
That's it. Hey, guys, we appreciate you. We are very thankful for your support, tuning into these live streams, helping us grow on YouTube.
And thank you very much to everybody who supported us during this live by donating money. We really appreciate it.
It's a big deal. We really appreciate it.
It does help us to, continue to get better equipment and kind of build things out. So we really appreciate your
Which don't
help.
leave yet, because I got a surprise. You guys
What's
all ready?
Your surprise?
Hold on, we got to say goodbye, though. Are you done?
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye, guys. Be safe.